Hey folks, it's Fernando doing another video for the Modern Survivalist. In this case, showing you guys the Thrunite T10T that comes in this actually quite nice metal box. As it says there, Thrunite, guiding you through the night, T10T. Nice presentation case, nice product, and nice price as well. This is going for $59.95, and we're talking about a flashlight that has a titanium construction. Very elegant, sleek looking flashlight. At least that's the way I see it. I think it's especially for the price, $59.95, I think it's the cheapest titanium flashlight that I know of. If you happen to know of another one, let me know in the comment section. As you see, the button is also metal, which adds to that classy feel. If you had instead rubber, it wouldn't be the same. I've been carrying it around for a few days now, trying it out, seeing how it reacts and such, how it uses. Tried it in dropping it, no problem. Water, dropped it in puddles in the rain, left it there for a while, no problem whatsoever. So the waterproof rating of IPX-8 is, is adequate enough, and the impact resistance, at least from what I've tested myself, no problems whatsoever. The simplicity and elegance that it has works also for the user interface. You have a clicky button, which is actually a reverse clicky. When you press it momentarily, once it's on, it switches modes as well. Now, momentarily pressing when it's off does nothing. You have to fully press. It has a very short distance travel when pressing, and it's flush, so you can stand it on the tail just like so. So you can click on it, or you can use the head as a twisty. So it's for all practical purposes, it could be a twisty as well. You just twist it on, twist it off, and go through the modes. You have just 3 modes. There's not a ton of modes for those of you guys that don't want them either. You just have 3 ones. You have a Moonlight Mode, the low mode, which is 0.2 lumens, lasting for 147 hours, a week of light. Then with a momentarily tapping on the button there, you go to the second mode, which is 20 lumens for 39 hours, and finally the high mode, which is 169 lumens for 1.5 hours. 1.5 hours on high, it's actually quite decent. The reason I went with the AA model, this is a AA flashlight instead of the CR123A lithium battery model, which is the T10T, in case that's what you're looking for. I went with this one with the AA model because after doing my research, reading some of the things that people had to say in Candle Power Forum, which is the mecca of flashlight information, some of the guys were mentioning that for a AA battery operated flashlight, this has quite good runtime and quite good amount of lumen output, and I completely agree. I think it's quite good, the amount of runtime that you have with the different modes. Sometimes you don't need a crazy amount of lumens for more everyday tasks or even for utility purposes. So I thought it would be interesting to try out the AA instead. Keep in mind that, of course, AA batteries are so much cheaper. It's much more affordable to throw in a AA battery in there than a lithium battery. You can also use rechargeable ones, so you do have those advantages. The only reason why you end up using the lithium ones is that you have more power. Now, as flashlights keep getting brighter and brighter, that's becoming less and less of an issue as time goes by. If you want ultimate brightness, I suggest going for the T20T model, which is similar to this one, but with lithium CR123A batteries. The threads are actually quite nice. In general, titanium is difficult to machine, and the threads end up having a gritty, sandy feel to them. Not the case here. It's actually quite smooth just after a couple of days of using. Reverse polarity protection as well there. Pretty sturdy. I think that it's a pretty nice deal, a pretty good bargain, because for the price you get a flashlight that feels very solid in the hand. I suggest putting the clip. The clip comes in this diffuser that you have here, the wand as it's called, comes in this little bag there, and you have to screw it on if you want yourself. You have a couple spare screws there and a spare O-ring. I suggest installing the clip. Takes just a couple minutes to do, so no big deal. But it gives you a little bit more of something to hold on to, especially with a flashlight that is so sleek as this one. And it also prevents it from rolling away. So yeah, standing on the tail, good enough. Let's check the manual, what it has to say there. Through night, guiding you through the night. Features CR XPG2 LED with a lifetime. Yeah, we use a 1.5 volt AA battery. Maximum output of 169 lumens. 93.5 millimeters length, 19 millimeters diameter, 63.5 grams of weight, reverse polarity, titanium body. The titanium body is, I think it's one of the nicest things that the light has going for it. I like titanium. I have it in my watch, titanium watch, in the multi-tool, my Leatherman Charge, titanium. The thing about titanium is that it's not only very tough and light, it's lighter than stainless steel. It also looks very good as time goes by. All those scratches that in anodized aluminum end up looking awful, that doesn't happen with titanium. This multi-tool, I've beaten the crap out of it for years, and it still looks great. That's the thing. As much as you use it, it still looks very good. It's not only tough and light, it's also pleasant. And there's something to be said about an everyday carry item that gives you pleasure in using it. I always believe in the priority of functionality. For me, functionality will always come first. But if besides that, the product just looks good as well, okay, it's tough, durable, and it looks good, and it gives you pleasure on using it, on carrying on a daily basis, then that's yet another extra point. If you smile every time you put it in your pocket, internally it gives you a little bit more pleasure on using it, probably you're going to be using it and carrying it more. And that's always something good. So very simple, going through the modes. The thing about the modes is that they're actually quite well thought out. This is something also that was being mentioned in Candle Power forums, that the low mode, the Moonlight mode with those 0.2 lumens, that's just enough so as to see in a dark room, so as to find your way around a room after everyone's going to bed and you don't want to wake anyone up with your light. This mode there, that's going to be enough. You're going to be barely seeing so as to move around. Or if you have to make the best of whatever juice you have left in your battery because of an extended blackout, you have to go for days with just one AA battery that you have, or you want to use as little power as possible, this is the mode you're going to be using. And it gets the job done there. You're going to be able to see people around you once your eyes adjust to it with this amount of light. Now you go to the medium mode with these 20 lumens. This, in my experience, the last few days using it, for example, if I had to search for something under a table or look in the garage so as to find something, this is enough to get that job done without being too bright. With these 20 lumens, you see, but it's not too bright that it burns what you're looking at. That's something that happens with very powerful LEDs, is that sometimes it's too bright. You know, how is that possible? Well, for indoor use, you're just looking at something just a few inches away, right? You don't need 100 lumens. 100 lumens will just burn everything white, and you're not going to be seeing that well. With 20 lumens, it's a good medium mode. Sometimes the medium modes are too high for practical daily use in indoors. And of course, with the high mode, I think this is more of a maximum output, maybe outdoors kind of use. You have the option of choosing between a cool white and neutral white. I went with neutral white, which although is a little bit less lumens, ultimately it's more of a practical light. Maybe you're not getting maximum lumens, right? But it's a kind of light that renders colors very nicely, and it's much more useful, at least in my opinion. It comes with this wand, which is basically a diffuser that goes there, and that's it. It's, you know, I think it's a good light for someone that it's not a flashlight collector and doesn't have dozens of flashlights. This could be easily your one and only everyday carry flashlight. Yet at the same time, if lights go out and you have to go for extended periods of time without electricity, even days, if you have a few AA batteries, if you have a pack of batteries, you're going to be able to move around with this flashlight and also use it as a little lantern. Let's just see how well it does. One more thing before I forget, it's not being mentioned here, but it has a warranty of 2 years. Once you check with the website, has a 2-year manufacturer type of defects type of warranty. So for those 2 years, anything wrong with the flashlight, they take care of that. After those 2 years, I think they're going to be charging for the materials used, but it's still, the company is still there. So let's close here for a second and let's try different modes and such, see how they perform. Okay, I'm going to be bouncing on the Alright, let's first check with the using the wand. Okay, it's in Moonlight Mode. This is a low mode. This is the one that's going to be lasting for 147 hours. Decent enough if you have to stretch the batteries as much as possible. This is going to be going for several days. And it's good enough so as to see. Keep in mind that there's still daylight out there, so you're not seeing this in complete darkness. Second mode, nice, bright enough, and the diffuser actually looks quite good. Again, with a flat tail, it's able to stand on the tail there. You could use it as a lantern, and of course, maximum brightness with those 169 lumens. That's pretty bright. You can just set it there like a candle or like a lantern, or hang it using the clip from somewhere higher. In Moonlight Mode, against the wall over there, we're not seeing any hotspot or anything. It's just too low, but in complete darkness it would be enough so as to see. On medium, those 20 lumens, it has an orange peel reflector, so it has a nice spell from the hotspot to the surroundings. There's no artifacts or dark rings. I don't know if you get to appreciate this through a camera. It does render colors very well. Nice neutral white color. It's not too blue or too green as it sometimes happens. Let's check there with a roof white. And then finally with a high mode, nice amount of throw for a small flashlight, and good colors as well. So overall, a pretty handy, practical, neat looking titanium flashlight for a pretty decent affordable price. Folks, I'm going to be leaving the link there below in case you're interested. It's available through Thrunite or also Amazon, either way. And guys, it's going to be all for now. Remember to subscribe. Have a great day. Thumbs up, share. See you on our next video.